Hey everyone, my name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. I'm going to do a market update. I'm going to go over ratios. I'm going to go over the dollar, go over treasury yields, and a whole bunch of other companies in different sectors just to show you what's going on all over the market. So let's pop in here and I'll show you what I have. So ratios, dollar and yields, whole bunch of different companies across the spectrum. So Dow to gold ratio, this is what it looks like and this is the chart pattern it's in. It's slightly declining. I have a feeling that this is going to decline quite rapidly. Maybe this is a shoulder, a head and a shoulder, and we come back down. That's kind of what I'm expecting, but we're going to have to wait and see. Here's gold and silver. It's just sitting right here. It might have popped up today. I charted this kind of earlier in the day, so it doesn't have the brand new data. So it's right on the bottom edge, and if silver breaks down to the downside, which we'll probably see next week when I go over this again, we're going to go down in this nice big downtrend. So we'll get another downtrend here. So that'll be good for silver. Gold to platinum. Platinum's kind of paused right now. It's just kind of chilling out right here, not really going anywhere in a traffic jam. We've got gold versus oil. So obviously we broke to the downside. Oil's outperforming gold. And again, we're kind of breaking down, moving down to 38.96, about 39. So oil's been outperforming gold, and our oil investments should be doing pretty well with respect to gold. Here's gold to copper. Looks like there might be a little bit of a reversal pattern here, shaping up a little bit. Bullish engulfing, kind of back test, and we might pull higher. Gold might outperform copper in the short term. Here's oil to natural gas. We're at the top side of this, so I bet you natural gas is going to outperform oil and fall, which is good for natural gas and the companies. Here's the dollar. That doesn't look very good for the dollar. And again, I don't know what the deflationists are looking at. I mean, if they are looking at this chart, I could definitely see how we're getting deflation. I don't know. I don't know what they're looking at. Every single asset I look at is going up. We do not have deflation. I don't know how you can see it. And here's the 10-year treasury yield. It's going up in this pattern here. This means that people are selling bonds. Money's coming out. We have inflation. Because if we had deflation, we would have a 10-year go down. Now, you have to keep in mind we're at an inflection point. We had them purposely shut down the economy. So of course yields are going to drop when they did that. I mean that was planned, so to speak. But interest rates were going up when the housing market after 2016. So 2015 is when foreclosures ran out. 2016, 2017, 2018, prices were going higher, interest rates were going up, and the stock market and bond market couldn't handle it, so they had to basically lower everything and do QE again. So, I don't know. This could be the end game for all I know. End game being end game for the dollar. Here's emerging markets. Again, we're right at the top of this pattern here. This is one to watch because if it breaks to the upside, I'm a buyer. I'm a buyer of emerging markets when it does that. And this was the last boom back here, guys, if you look. Now, I think it was even back here for 2000, but look at the performance of emerging markets. I mean, this goes from 10 to 50 in a pretty short period of time with not too many big pullbacks. So emerging markets, I mean, this is a very large chart pattern. It's going to break to the upside and it's going to go. It's going to roll. Maybe it'll break, back test, and then go. But I'm putting money in my 401k in emerging markets. That's what I'm doing. Here's wheat and precious metals. You can see it broke out maybe 2018 or so, 2019. Broke to the upside and it's heading higher. Here's North Shore Global Uranium Mining ETF. This is URNM. A lot of people wanted me to chart this one. This one's apparently better than URA, so I'm going to be charting URNM for everyone. And you can see the chart pattern here, broke to the upside. We could back test here and then go higher or come back a little bit, but it's looking pretty good. overall. Here's Appia Energy Corporation. They've got rare earth metals. They found a bunch on their property. Just charting this one, it looked like it broke to the upside, kind of broke down, came back up, and we're back testing the top of this pattern. To me, it looks like this thing's going to break a lot higher. So I own it. I own a little bit, and I'm just holding on. Here's Laramide Resources. Someone was asked, I think a couple people asked about Laramide, LMRXF. Now, if you draw the chart pattern, you can see this downtrend. The downtrend broke. It kind of came back a little bit, and it's just sitting there. To me, this thing's either going to go a little bit sideways, or it's going to go sideways and higher, or just straight higher. So this one looks pretty good because it broke out of its downtrend. Here's Baseload Energy. This one's been tracking up pretty good. Just threw a line through here. Maybe it's going to come up, contact this line. Then it's do or die, well, not really do or die, but it's going to hit the line, maybe hits a little bit of resistance, pops up, or maybe we break through it and come back and back test. But it's one to watch. Nevada Copper, here's one. It's been going down and down and down and down. But I'm curious to see if this breaks the upside of this pattern. If it breaks the upside, you know, maybe that's one to put a teeny bit of money into. I know they're a producer. So here's Nova Royalty. So I've been accumulating shares in Nova Royalty. I bought like in here, I bought I think in here and here. I just been buying and cost averaging in. And I actually own I think quite a bit now. But it broke this uptrend, or it broke this chart pattern to the upside. So I think it's going to continue on up. Here's Ford Motor Company. Look at this. It's right up on its downtrend. That's one to watch. Toyota. Look at Toyota Motor Corp. Look at this thing. Breaking up to the upside, showing everyone what a Supra can do. It's the Supra chart. Archer Daniels Midland. It's riding on the top side of this. We'll see if it goes back down or if it goes higher. And again, these are just kind of, I'm just showing a bunch of different companies' chart patterns. Dow Jones Industrial Average, it's right at the top of its pattern. Is it going to break to the upside, or is it going to hit it and then come back down? We'll see. Raytheon Technologies, it's one of a larger aerospace manufacturer. Riding in the channel, grinding it out. Spirit Airlines, broke to the upside, then back down. I think it'll look probably pretty good once it breaks through this guy. It's got a lot more work. Caterpillar, look at this. Now, are we going to do one of these false kind of breakouts and come back down, or are we going to stay up here, hug the top rail, and break higher? I don't know. I think, you know, if you look back, this was the previous bull market back in here. So 98 was a buy and went all the way through here to 2008. So it did pretty well back then. So I'm expecting this to do pretty well now. So that's Caterpillar. Sandstorm Gold, this thing's looking pretty good. Needs to break and get through this pattern here. If it gets through this pattern, I think it's going to look really good. So it's one to watch. Someone asked, I think a couple of people asked about Sandstorm. Here's Franco-Nevada. You can see what happens when you break a pretty large pattern. Came up, back tested. Granted, that was March, and then poof, gone. So we're probably going to continue to go higher here once gold. Gold is kind of taking off, but we'll see how far gold and silver go. Chipotle, look at that. Flexing its burrito muscles. Oh my goodness, look at this thing. Right up the top side. I mean, just shoved it right through. Warm pocket of Mexican goodness for everyone. That's a lot, $1,400. I wanted to show that one. Look at Monster Beverage Corporation. 223,000%. My Lord. And look at this. I mean, not only can they sell Monster, you know, sugary energy drinks for over $2 a can, but look at this thing. Just a straight... I want to see if this thing continues. What's funny is I actually own some Monster stock and Chipotle and Baidu still. But that's crazy what that's doing right there. Southern Copper, this one's looking pretty good too. It broke to the upside. I saw it was up pretty big today. Is it going to hang out here? Is it going to come back down? Or is this thing just going to beeline it up? Are we going to sit and pause and, you know, sit on the bench for a while? We'll see. We'll see what happens. But that's one to watch for sure. Fission 3.0, I heard someone asking about that. This actually looks pretty good. If you're in Fission, it looks like it's peeking its head out of this downtrend here. So, you know, it could be good to throw a little bit of money in Fission 3.0. I don't know much about Fission 3.0, so I can't tell you if it's a good company or not. I haven't really looked into it. I don't know if they're associated with the other Fission, but you know, if you've got more information about Fission, please leave a comment. I know some people are asking about me charting it. It looks really good. That's my opinion. So those are the ones that I had. They're all kind of, the ones I showed are either breaking out of their chart patterns, about to break out of patterns. Just wanted to show you different companies throughout the sectors. It looked like gold and silver did pretty well today. So that's positive. Some of the companies, EXK, FSM, AG, they all looked like they were hitting the weights and just flinging higher, doing some shot putting with their their stocks. So, you know, looking pretty good. Uranium sector, some are up, some are down. You know, this thing is going to have to pull back at some point. You can't go up forever. So some of the laggards look pretty good. Some of the ones that went up quite a bit, they're starting to pull back. So we're getting this mixed bag. I think we're probably going to see the entire sector kind of cool off a little bit. That's my guess. And then oil and gas, looks like oil was up, but some of the companies, at least that we hold, were down today. So just hold on and be patient. That's my suggestion. So hopefully you guys are having a great day. You know, subscribe, click the thumb up button. It's like almost backwards to do this thing in a circle. So thanks for listening. This is Finding Value.